Hey, what up, y'all? Normally, I do my story times on Friday, but I have to share with y'all this story time because is it just me, or do you feel like the persecution of life is getting so hard that your vibrations is down at a low? So it's time to reveal and relate, relax, and release it to the universe. And the universe meaning you guys and us and I that are involved in the universe that make the world go round, that know how to do it in the right way. So I wanted to release this negative energy, and hopefully somebody can help receive it, block it, and rebuke it. So I don't know if you were on the same page where you feel like things of the persecution world or era is getting so hard, it's heavy, it's a bunch of bricks on your back, and you're trying to carry the load and still smile and still be a normal person. Within my work and life is where they targeted me hard because that's the only place that they can box me in, and I have to stay in character. Get it, character, because we are living in a movie. The world that we in is starting to look more and more like a movie screen that we are a part of. It's starting to look like Minority Report. It's starting to look like um, the movie with Jim Carrey, where his whole life is a lie and it's scripted. It's starting to look like RoboCop. It's starting to look like Alien Invasion. That's the world that we live in. It's starting to look like The Devil's Advocate. All these movies that you have seen is starting to come to life. And the reason is because you are starting to live and be a character in the world's movie. But anyways, getting back to the topic. So as you see in the background, I have displaced some information in regards to the signs God is testing you. And if God is testing you like he is testing me, trust me. Trust me. Trust me, this test is not easy. It's more like a SAT. So back to the story time at work, it was Juneteenth on Monday, and I was trying to join the festivities because we had to work. We didn't have the day off. And I'm in here bringing people clothes and bringing people like iron on patches and the ones to support, and trying to support the ones that I normally don't talk to because they are hated by most of the people within the workplace, and I know how that feels to be isolated. So I said I'm gonna do the opposite, but that backfired. And I be trying to get the message of God. I am trying to still be your light and be a light worker and shine for those that lights are a little bit dimmed, because this one person, I felt like from the day they started, they did not click well within the environment. And so behind their back, I tried to make up excuses for them to say, well, they probably don't speak because they're going through this. I'm going to speak to them anyway. So I will always say hi to this young lady. I will always try to go on my way to make her feel comfortable, and it just keeps backfiring. So what do you guys think the moral of the story is about that? It's just, to me, it means pray from a distance and leave people alone and stay to yourself until God tells you so. Stop trying so hard to help others when it's not their calling at that time. God will lead you in the right direction and give you the right discernment and timing to do something. Stop just doing things on your own. That's the message I received out of it, because it backfired. It's like now the person all of a sudden just stopped talking to me like I did something to them. Then other people around me in the work start targeting me harder. I guess because my light starts shining too much, because I was in the mix of the festivities and gathering and talking to people and doing me. Because like I said, I'm a people person. I was born a people person. So it's hard to turn that light off. But at the same time, the demons and demonic spirit entities do not like that, because when you are a people person, you bring forth the good in people, and they don't want that. They want a room full of chaos, a room full of distractions, a room full of division. And when you try to bring forth people together, the enemy gets mad, and that's what the enemy has done. So now all of a sudden, I was waving at a lady, a whole different lady that is in the workplace, and she acted like she didn't see me, and I was like, oh. I normally say hi. She's normally a nice person, but she see me waving and she put her head down like she didn't see me waving. So I said, oh, well, I guess I can't wave to you no more. But guess what happened? I prayed a prayer starting on Monday, I said, Lord, please reveal for who is against me and who is not for me. I know this might hurt, dear Lord, but please show me so that I can stray away. And all of a sudden, I start seeing people acting funny. So be careful what you pray for. Ask God to let you know if you are ready to receive the information that He is ready to give you, because He have given me the information, and I'm learning to stay to myself. So that was my story time, you guys. Pray for me because it's very hard and draining. I came home sad and kind of depressed because, like I said, I'm a people person. So when the people turned against me, just as something as simple as me saying hi and you didn't do nothing to them, you trying to be that light and they cut your light off, it kind of hurts. No matter how many times you go through it, it still is going to hurt, but you got to stay strong. So, like, it says in the little sayings behind you, it says signs God is testing you. This is still a test that I'm going through, and some of you are going through this same test as well, where you still being a light and people don't see your light or respect the light that is shining bright, and they still try to dim it by throwing negative energy at you or acting cold towards you when you know for a fact you did nothing wrong. Shrug your shoulders and dust it off and says, who cares? Some of you are going through financial challenges, and the test is because sometimes you may go through financial challenges and distress that may make you questioning God can provide for you as He promised. But in Philippians 4:19, according to His riches in Christ Jesus, but you need to remember that God will never fail to provide for you daily financial needs. You have those financial challenges you may be facing right now will soon be something of the past, right? And some of you might be getting tested because you are facing illnesses. Sometimes God can use sicknesses to test your faith and love for Him, to see if you will still be faithful to Him even during illnesses, just as Job, excuse me, was, as we see in Job 2:7 through verse 10. As we see in those Bible verses, Job never lost his faith or or abandoned God, even when Satan struck him with illnesses such as painful bulls, right? And then what about this? Some of you, the doors that you want to open are closed or won't open at all. So God will test the patience you have in Him in various ways. One of the ways God tests your patience is by delaying certain things such as a marriage, career, breakthrough, getting a job, etc. in your life from happening. Sadly, most believers lack patience and quit believing in God for what they have asked for in such situations, which is why they can't receive the best from the Lord. So you guys remain patient. God will open those doors for you, but He's trying to see, are you willing to be patient and wait on His time, because He is in control. You are not. I know that's hard to believe for those of you that call yourself bosses, but there's one boss above us all. Everybody got a manager to answer to. Okay, so God tells us sometimes that you might have to sacrifice. On many occasions, God will ask you to sacrifice something you love the most, at least to see if you love Him. To some of y'all, that might be telling you, you need to get off of social media. You need to leave that man. You need to leave that woman. You need to leave that job and have the faith. I had to sacrifice a job, y'all. The job previously was, I was heavily targeted and my mental state was coming to a breaking point. God told me leave, and I kept saying, how can I leave, God? I got a whole house and 2 kids to take care of. What's gonna happen? He said leave. And I woke up, gave him resignation letter. When I gave him my resignation letter, my boss was trying to keep me staying. I'm telling her, well, all this stuff that's going on, this person don't like me, this person talking about me, this is going on. And she said, well, why you didn't tell me earlier? I would have did something about it. I said, I tried and you didn't believe me. And she said, no, I didn't know it was that serious to the point to make you want to quit. I kept telling you to ignore it because I just assumed it was something that it was like a childish situation that you can ignore. And I'm like, no, it was serious. It was breaking me. Okay. But then she said, oh man, well, it's already too late because you turned in your letter to the HR division. I have no control over that. That was God's sign again, talking about She may have a say so, but I have the last say so. Leave. And when I left that job, my life elevated. I did better, you guys. Even making less money than I did better with mental health, with my health. Everything fell in order according to his will. I eventually got a new place. I had lost my place and had to start all over from scratch. I lived with my mother for a while, but then the job came, the new car came, then the new apartment came. But I struggled at first. Well, I felt like, God, I left and now I'm at the bottom. I worked hard to get in that little position, right? But God said move, and I moved, and things started getting better for me, even as a target. At that time, I didn't know I was a target. I just knew that the job was heavily harassing me, right? But also, God will bring forth to you challenges to test you with family, right? So sometimes God may use difficult family members in your life, the ones you least expected, to redefine your character, to teach you how to be patient, and give you long suffering, right? But in family, okay, in a family, step up. You may find that certain family members, such as in-laws, relatives, as unsaved spouse, may try to make your life difficult for nothing. In such situations, it's easy to doubt God and think He isn't with you, especially if you are being persecuted for your faith, right? And these people are going against you, and they're supposed to love you and be there for you. That's when you really start to give up or lose hope. But that is the purpose. That is the enemy trick. Why would I use a stranger? A stranger can't do nothing for you but make you say, oh, well, I don't know you. What can you do for me? I'm going to use a person closest to you to defeat you, because that person know more about you. They know your weakness. They see you on a regular basis, so they know how to get you and tear you down. So if I'm an opponent of you, that's the person ear I'm going to get into to take you down. So remember that you are in a game. You are in a football game, a soccer game, a tennis match, and you are here to win. So you got to remember, the person that is against you is trying to win as well. So they are trying to defeat you, but you got to be smarter and defeat them with wisdom. It's not a physical match. It's a mental match. You got to think of the smartest strategy by the knowledge that you obtain through learning experiences, through losses, through gangs, to gang with, when I'm saying gang, I mean in things that you have accomplished in life. Okay, this is not nothing that I can pick up a bed or I can pick up a car. This is nothing physical. The only thing that physical that has involved is your health, that you are strong enough to fight the battle physically by eating well and meditating well and detoxing as you can, and doing the right coping mechanism skills to keep your body in the right state of mind from getting illnesses or fighting the illnesses by getting the right treatments. That's the only physical part. Other than that, it's a mental battle, y'all. Psychological. So yeah, that was my short story time, and that was me telling you to keep the faith, because I'm getting heavily persecuted, and it's harder each day, because then I have, like, it's sad because I work in an environment where you have the upper peers, meaning your admins and all that, that's that will come against you. You did nothing to them, and it's like weird, because it's like they're making it up in their head to say, I have to go against you even though I have no proof. But I was told this. Bots, remember I told you the definition of the bot? I was told not to like you, so I'm not gonna like you, and then on top of not liking you, I'm gonna make your job harder. But we keep striving, you keep striving, and I will